Speaking of Taker, uh,
Mm,
he
yeah.
was speaking with Bully Ray, and a little bit of truth came out that Taker was not happy with the decision of Brock going over, and saying that he wished it was someone else. Which I know I know he did probably say this, and is like Brock is the guy. However, the truth is going to come out eventually, and I feel like this is the real truth, is that he's probably happy for Brock. It makes sense, and he's like in the time, but the guys he brings up like Bray Wyatt could have deserved it. It's probably after the fact, like in
That's
the
what I
moment, like
that's
it
what I
has to
think.
be after the fact, because the guys that he named that should have done it were all people that he fought after.
Yeah,
So
and
that's my
they
take
weren't in a
of it.
position to be that guy at the time that they did it.
Yeah,
Y-
like 30, like he's thinking in retrospect, which totally agree with you, Taker. At the
Yeah.
time, it's
That's
like, okay,
why
Brock Lesnar, but in retrospect, yeah, like imagine Bray Wyatt's the one who beats a streak,
I know.
you
Well,
know?
and that's why this whole thing is just kind of confusing to me, because we've been sold for so long that, oh, Undertaker is the one who decided uh that he was going to end the streak, and he decided it was going to be Brock Lesnar. And now he's saying that's not true, that he didn't even find out until the day of the show that he wasn't going over. And I'm like, I'm just kind of confused, because he is definitely a Vince McMahon loyalist. So it seems crazy that, I mean, and he's been a loyalist throughout all of this. So that's why it's like I'm kind of confused about why he's saying this now. Because I don't know. I don't know if it's just because of like now Brock has been named in the lawsuit, so now you're trying to like disconnect from anything, even though like we're talking how many years ago? I don't know how this really does anything, but it does feel like he's kind of like rebooking that match in today's day.
Hmm.
And it's like, no, you probably did want it to be Brock Lesnar, but to say now, oh, Brock didn't need it. Brock didn't need it then either. So like, what's the
Yeah,
difference
it's
now?
clarity. It is, and I like what to me it shows that Taker is on the wave of of the current product. Like he has a finger on the pulse of what's happening right now, what is best for the future of the business, where a lot of people in his position could be the other way. And, to him to recognize that Bray Wyatt or even Roman Reigns when he beat him
Oh my god,
should have
if
been
it
the
was
one.
Roman Reigns.
That would I mean it, but does it make more sense? Does it
But
make more sense to Brock Lesnar?
no, but listen to this idea, okay?
It's the question.
Um, not at that time, not when the streak
Okay.
ended.
Okay. Let's
If
say
they pushed it
not in
out,
general.
if they pushed it out
Yeah.
another like year or two or whatever,
Yeah.
then yeah, I might be a little bit more on board. And that feels like
Okay.
a Vince thing to do, because he wanted Roman to be that guy. But I'm saying when Brock ended it, it did not make sense for it to be Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns wasn't like the guy at that time. But what I do think is interesting to think about is if Roman ended the streak, and that was the way that kind of like catapulted in him to being like the guy in WWE for Vince. Do you think we would see the nearly 4-year long title reign? I don't know that we
Mm,
would.
I don't.
Simply because like how can you can't knock the guy that ended the Undertaker streak. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that seems a little bit more uh like that feels like a bigger deal to me.
Hmm.